Hi, I'm Veena. I'm a counseling psychologist, and today we're going to talk about Achilles heel. Now, Achilles heel is everyone has one weak spot, but have you ever thought of it in mind and not just the body? Now, let me start with a story about a Greek mythology. Achilles was a hero known as the strongest warrior of the Trojan War. When he was a baby, his mother wanted to make him immortal. So she dipped him in a river, a magical river, which gave him the invisibility to his body, which means nothing could destroy him. But she held him by his heel, so that one small spot never touched the water. Now, Achilles grew up fearless, fast, and almost impossible to defeat in the Trojan War. He became legendary, but during the final battle, an arrow struck his heel, the only vulnerable part of his body, and that wound killed him. Now, similar to this story is the story of Duryodhana and Mahabharata. Now, these examples teach us that we all carry something like that, a hidden vulnerability that can undo us when triggered. For some, it's rejection, for some, it's criticism, for some, it's failure. No matter how strong we look on the outside, this inner heel often traces back to the childhood experience, unhealed wounds, or unmet needs. For example, a student who studies really well and scores good, but one bad grade shatters his confidence. His Achilles heel is criticism of failure, which is rooted in his childhood pressure to always be the best. Or it could be a parent who manages work and family perfectly, but if their child misbehaves in public, they feel like a total failure. Their Achilles heel is public judgment. Okay, so there's another real life example which I could quote today is about Steve Jobs. Now, Steve Jobs' biggest challenge or weakness or vulnerability was his perfectionism, which is actually an advantage also, but it also led to a disadvantage too. He could be extremely critical, demanding, and even harsh with his colleagues. This hurt relationship and nearly costed him Apple when he was ousted from the company in 1985. Losing Apple forced Jobs to reflect on himself and his leadership style. Then that's when he created Next and Pixar. Now he began understanding that perfectionism and high standards often led him to reject or dismiss ideas that did not meet his vision. So employees sometimes felt frustrated. He began listening to employees' input, especially from all the designers and the engineers. He did not just accept every idea, but he filters idea through his vision. And he valued creativity and insight. He demanded excellence without micromanaging every detail personally. And that's how iMac, iPod, iPhone all had significant inputs from the designers and the engineers in his team. Now, Jobs' Achilles heel of perfectionism could have destroyed him, but self reflection transformed him into a creative genius and leadership strength. Your Achilles heel doesn't mean you're weak, it just means you're human. The key is not to deny it, but to know it, accept it, and walk with it and understand yourself more deeply so that it becomes your strength and doesn't control you. In next video, I'm going to talk in detail about how to be aware about your Achilles heel and how to turn this into a strength.